Hey, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about working out after baby. Working out after your body just made a human being. You spit that sucker out, or they cut it out, or however it came out. And then starting to work out again. Whether you worked out before the baby or whether you just started working out, you weren't somebody who worked out and you started working out after having a baby. I've done both. And I'm going to talk about those and what I recommend and, what's worked for me, what helped me go from a size 22 down to a size 2, and then what helped me go from a size 2 baby and then back to a size 2. And so before we jump in, if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to do that. Hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. It literally takes 2 seconds. I would love to have you join our growing tribe here on YouTube, and you will get a notification and you won't miss any of our videos. We do upload Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Fit tips, weight loss tips, workout tips, healthy recipes, sprinkled in with some Amazon faves and, things like that. All right. So if you rewind, almost 7 years ago, we had just had baby number 2. And at that point in time, I was morbidly obese. I topped the scale at 288 pounds. I was busting out of a size 22, and I believed that God made those workout people. You're one workout away from a good mood. And then he made me. And I did not like to work out. When I worked out and I jumped, everything jiggled. And that never makes you feel very good about yourself. Doesn't make you feel very sexy, anything like that. It's just the truth. But the reason why I decided I was going to lose weight by watching what I was eating and working out. And it wasn't because I liked healthy food and I liked working out. It was because out of all the before and afters that I saw, and I had looked them up on YouTube, I saw them online, the ones that made me go, that can't be the same person. There's no way. It's got to be photoshopped. Were the ones that had fitness in their life. The people, the celebrities that I was just like, dang, if I could bring in my fairy godmother and she could switch me with anybody. The celebrities that I always loved, admired their bodies the most they always were like, yeah, I just work out 6 days a week. And at the time I was like, oh, they seemed like they acted as like it was just nothing. Like, oh, I just brushed my teeth. Yeah. And I had tried working out before. I say all that to say, that's where I was after that baby. I was just not someone who loved working out, but I was doing it because I wanted a certain result. And then the third baby, it was the third baby. I had already lost all the weight. I had been working out 6 days a week for, 6 years. I had been working out for over 6 years when I got pregnant with baby number 3. And so, of course, I got pregnant, and then went back down to a size 2. Worked out through that entire pregnancy right up until the day I gave birth, and then started working out again after she came. And so I want to walk you through what worked for me. I never got injured. Any of that stuff. And so what I did and what I walk my clients through when they're having a baby, And so maybe I'll do a video with how to work out while you're pregnant. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. This is going to be, because with the last baby number 3, I worked out through the entire pregnancy, again, all the way up until the day of giving birth. And my doctors were just like, oh my gosh, you're so healthy. If you could just come in and talk to all of our pregnant moms, could you just do a class? Because at the time I was 40. And I didn't have all the things that a lot of 40-year-old moms have, even though I had to go to the old people doctor because I was 40 and pregnant. She was unplanned, total miracle, total blessing. Her name's Gia, which means God's gracious gift. Anyway, it's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But my point is, if you want to see a video where I talk about working out while pregnant, let me know in the description or let me know in the comments. I could certainly do that. But this is about working out after you give birth. And so here's the deal. The biggest thing is, and this is, if you're on here and you're you just gave birth and you're wanting to lose weight, maybe you just got to the end of your pregnancy and you were over it. You felt big as a house, whether you were or not. I know most of us feel that way, whether we are or we're not. We feel that way. Like we feel, I at least felt ginormous with all of my pregnancies. By the end, I was like, get out. I love you, but I am evicting you out of my belly. And so here's the biggest thing though. When you get done having birth, whether you have a at-home pregnancy, whether you have a hospital pregnancy, whether you have a C-section, whether you go natural, whether you have the epidural, whether you tear, whether you don't, like everybody has their own birth story, right? And all of our bodies go through the birthing experience differently. And with that being said, your doctor is going to give you a length of time in which you shouldn't work out, whether it's 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. I had C-sections with all of my babies. So for me, it was all, 6 weeks was the time frame that was given to me before I could work out. And like, especially with this last baby, like I wanted to work out for 2 weeks because I felt good. And I came from working out right up until I had her. So I was in shape. I had a healthy pregnancy. And 2 weeks after, I'm like, dude, I think I could do a workout. Like I feel good. But here's what I will tell you. Just because the outside of your body is feeling better. And my husband, bless him, liked to remind me of this when I got headstrong and like, oh, come on. You ever get like that? Maybe I'm the only one. He before he was in business for himself, he was a registered nurse. And he was like, Carmen, your insides are not healed yet. And you could actually do damage and never know it. And it could cause more damage because your inside isn't completely healed yet. And so I waited, I think 5 weeks and 5 days. I listened to the doctor and I did not, even with our second baby, I gave myself, because I was morbidly obese then, I gave myself 8 weeks after giving birth before I decided to work out. And with her, then I went into doing an hour workout every single day. With the last baby, again, 5 weeks, 5 days, so 2 days less than the 6 week mark. And a little bit of wisdom. I went into a workout program that wasn't going to be high intensity. I actually started if you know what bar is, it's incredibly, it makes every muscle in your, sometimes we're like, oh, bar. Oh yeah, it's one of those pansy workouts. Yeah, right. It is not, there is nothing pansy. Just because it's not high impact, there is nothing pansy about bar. Like it makes every muscle in your body go, help. And then I don't think she ever uses, she uses 1 and 2 pound weights, but when you are done, your arms are screaming for mercy. Like it is like the most, anyway. So here's what, first, number one, I got 3 tips to give you on working out, post baby. Number 1, listen to your doctor. Listen to your midwife. If they tell you don't start working out for 4 to 6 weeks, don't start working out. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go on a walk. So what I did with my last daughter, I didn't start working out until just before the 6 week mark. The first week, when I started feeling good, I got out and strapped her, put her in her baby carrier, and we went on a 2-mile walk. And so I would take my kids up to the park and we would go on a walk. So it doesn't mean you can't move your body. A walk, yes, it's movement, but it's different than a workout. Does that make sense? Where you're going to be jumping or using the elliptical or doing anything. You can take a leisurely stroll if you still want to get some activity in. So number 1, listen to your doctor. If they tell you 4 to 6 weeks, take that time. Let your body heal. It will, if you give it the proper time to recover, it will transform better than if you just try to push it and you don't let it recover, and then you could end up causing more injury. So number 1, take the time to let your body recover. Number 2, I would recommend, if you are going to start working out, even after the 4 to 6 week mark, that you start with something that's not super high impact. So whether you start with something that's going to be, Like I really loved starting back with a bar. It was a bar program. It was 6 weeks, but at least getting your body moving. Maybe you're going to start with some yoga. Maybe you're going to start with some Pilates. Or if you are going to do some cardio, start with something, you modify it. You don't have to go, balls to the wall. You don't have to go, and you're talking to someone who's all about going fast, all about going balls to the wall, all about like, get it done. Like, let's go. I want results now. That's totally who it's totally who I am, but there's also wisdom. And I know that if I do that and my body's not ready, that I could end up setting myself back and doing more harm than good. And so listen to your body, and start slow. Still start. Most people don't start, but start. Start slow. Start with something that's going to build your strength, build your endurance. That's not going to be totally crazy insane. Listen, unless you started there before, unless you were working out and doing crazy insane before birth, don't start there after birth. All right. Number 3, realize that your body just had a kid. Realize your body just had a baby. And I know so many times, we see these people on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Snapchat, on TikTok, and they'll be like, they just had a baby, and then they're showing you their abs like 2 weeks later. Listen, you don't know their backstory. You don't know what their body was beforehand. And everybody's body is different. Like with the last baby, I was back to my pre-pregnancy weight within 2 weeks. I could already see my abs. But that wasn't the case with the previous 2. But I had 6 years of working out 6 days a week before that baby. And so if you saw my results and then now you're comparing it, well, did you work out for six years, 6 days a week? So we compare ourselves to people not knowing what they did, and and everybody's body is different. Everybody's body is different. Listen, I am a year out from having the baby, and I still have a spot in my stomach that there's a little bump right above my C-section scar that has not gone away yet. Now, hopefully it will. Hopefully it's just going to take me strengthening my core muscles over time, and that will completely flatten out. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. I can't do nothing about it. I can't hate it. It was, a part of my body that changed after giving birth, and it is what it is. Hopefully it changes, but what am I going to do? And so give yourself time. Your body took 9 months making that baby. You cannot expect it to bounce back, bam. And if you start getting impatient, impatience is going to lead to frustration. And frustration is going to lead to quitting. That's where that's going to lead. And as long as you don't quit, you're going to get to your goal, even if you're slow and steady. Slow and steady is better than all in, raw, and then being out because you burnt yourself out, or being out because you got injured, or being out because you burnt out. I would rather be the slow and steady and win the race than be the fast balls to the wall and be out in a month. And so take your time. There's not a timer on it. Enjoy being a mom. Enjoy all those things. And give yourself grace. Give yourself grace and realize Rome wasn't built in a day. And your body just freaking did something amazing. It made, God used your body to make a freaking human being. Just digest that for a second. That in itself, freaking, your body is awesome. Amazing that it can even do that. And so, number 1, listen to your doctor. Take whatever time it is that you need to take for your body to recover. Number 2, start slow. You don't have to do the most intense workout unless you were used to doing that. Make sure your body has all the time it needs to recover. Ease it back in. Ease it back in. And number 3, give yourself grace. Realize it's going to take time for your body to recover. Don't get impatient. Impatience leads to frustration, and frustration leads to quitting. So anyway, I'm going to link in the comments down below because I know someone, this is a common question. You know, did you have any loose skin after losing weight and babies and all of that? Yes, I did. It did recover fairly well. But after the 2 babies, I did have my first 2, I did have a tummy tuck and a breast augmentation. I will link the tummy tuck video down below. And there's a whole playlist on my plastic surgery where I go over the recovery, the costs, what I had done, like all of that. So I will link that in the description box. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing week on purpose, and we'll see you on the next one.